Once, the Black Forest lived up to its name, dark, impenetrable, a hideaway for lurking creatures. Today, this highland's natural abundance of riches captivates all comers. The Black Forest has a reputation far and wide for its unique natural landscape. These tall spruce and fir trees are a typical feature of the Black Forest. Roe deer are easily hidden in the cover of the semi-darkness beneath the trees, safe from hunters and other prying eyes. The great spotted woodpecker can be heard from far off. It hammers away at branches and tree trunks in its noisy search for food. Under the bark are the larvae and beetles that this young woodpecker finds such a treat. He's not particularly interested in what's happening in the brushwood below. The roe deer's mating season begins in early July. Fertile does almost always have a roebuck at their heels. However, for the mighty stags, this exciting time still lies ahead. Before humans changed the face of the Black Forest, this used to be primarily a natural mixed forest region. These original forests can still be found in conservation areas and reserves. Falling trees tear holes in the tree canopy and create clearings. The dead tree trunks are left to decay where they are. Shy forest creatures stalk the undergrowth. Herbs, grasses, and insects offer a wide variety of food. The wildcat was long held to be extinct in the Black Forest. Only in the last few years has the odd one been spotted. They need safe lairs to raise their young. A hideaway on the edge of a sunny clearing is an ideal spot. Untouched mixed forests are an important nature reserve and refuge for more than just the wild cats. Where clear streams form moist pools, they create an ideal habitat for the rare fire salamander. It has natural protection from wild cats and other predators. A poisonous secretion is exuded from glands in the skin when danger threatens. Its yellow and black coloring clearly signals that it is inedible. More dangerous than its natural enemies, however, is the progressive destruction of its habitat. Because only a pristine, damp forest floor can provide it with enough woodlice, snails, earthworms, and beetles to survive. The conservation area in the Black Forest is not only significant for endangered animal and plant species. More common creatures benefit from the unspoiled environment too. A ladybird uses the pointed frond of a fern as a launching pad. And orb-weaving spiders wait in ambush for their prey. The areas bordering forest and field are home to an especially large number and range of species. Ferns and mosses thrive in this combination of light and shade, along with herbs, grasses, bushes, and flowering plants. The foxglove is extremely poisonous for both man and animal. The poison is digitalis, which is also used by the pharmaceutical industry to treat heart failure. Blackberries not only taste delicious, their brambly bushes are a good protective shelter for many small animals. An excellent climber, the yellow-necked field mouse also gets to enjoy the juicy berries. The Black Forest is one of the largest unbroken forest areas in Germany. Spruce and fir are its most common trees. You can tell these conifers apart most easily by the positioning of their cones. When ripe, fir cones point upwards, even when empty after their winged seeds have fallen to the ground or been eaten by birds. The empty cones stay attached to the branches for years. The cones of the spruce, however, hang downwards from its branches. Unlike the tenacious, upright cones of the fir, the spruce's cones don't stay on its branches for long. As soon as they ripen, they fall off onto the forest floor. In late summer, when it's warm and damp, mushrooms start to shoot up out of the ground. There are over 800 different types of fungus in the Black Forest, but only some 100 of these are edible. Boletus and chanterelles are the most highly prized by mushroom gatherers, but there are many inedible or even downright poisonous mushrooms, and only true experts will venture to collect the less well-known varieties. But the forest dwellers know exactly which mushrooms are the tastiest. As autumn begins, the animals start gathering and hoarding. Mice and squirrels help themselves to the plentiful supplies of fir cones, acorns, beech nuts, berries and seeds. Those who don't set up stores now will find it hard to survive the winter. The brisk activity of the forest's animal inhabitants remains largely hidden from view to the Black Forest's human visitors. Even though mushroom gatherers, hikers and sports enthusiasts penetrate to the furthest corners of the Black Forest in their quest to experience nature at its most pristine. From above, the view spreads out towards the mountains of the Black Forest and far beyond to the Rhine Valley. On a clear day, you can even make out the far-off mountains of the Vosges on the other side of the Rhine. From September, the forest echoes with the unmistakable roars of rutting stags. Not even rainstorms can stop them from loudly courting the female objects of their desires. Autumn is also the season when the mixed woodlands of the Black Forest deck themselves out in resplendent colour. Beech, oak, ash and many other deciduous trees react to the shortening of the days. They withdraw the precious energy from their leaves, and their greenery turns into a brilliant array of autumn shades. The animals use the last few days of autumn to prepare for the cold season ahead and find suitable shelter. The salamander creeps into caves or fissures in the rocks. The squirrel hibernates in a nest high up in the trees. It's already hidden the stores it will use throughout the winter to come. Thick mist now hangs between the trees, shrouding the forest in an eerie autumnal stillness. And in October, while the temperature in the valleys is often quite mild, up on the higher hillsides the first snows already cover the ground. Heavy snowfalls, snow-covered coniferous woods, the classic Black Forest winter idyll. There is hardly any animal life to be seen in the deep snow. Hares have a thick winter coat. They don't mind being snowed on. It's additional protection. But roe deer are more at the mercy of the weather. Not all of them will survive the winter. Crows are intelligent omnivores and generally get by just fine. Most of the other birds have stopped singing. Red deer roam in small groups through the forest. Even though the snow between the trees is not very deep, they find only meager fare. Bark and lichen are their main source of food now. But the deer's nutritional needs are more than many trees can cope with. Some are so severely damaged that they die. This has led to the deer being classified as a pest by forestry management. There are only some areas of the Black Forest where deer are allowed, such as the Feldberg State Forest. The crows seem quite unperturbed by the snow. Carrion, rubbish or nuts, they will eat anything, anywhere. In January and February, winter has a firm grip on the Black Forest. The mountain region is entirely covered by a blanket of snow. In winter, this is the special fascination of the Black Forest.